So let's go around, be react to Iron Maiden, Hallowed Be Thy Name, live. Now, I listen to a lot of rock, I listen to a lot of metal. When it comes to some of these older bands, like Iron Maiden, I haven't heard a lot of their music. Like I can't even name you a song. I don't know what of theirs I might have actually heard. Like I'm sure I've heard something, but I was more into like Metallica, and I grew up mostly during the '90s, so a lot of the '80s stuff. Like I got into Metallica and a lot of the alternative bands and some of the heavier stuff that's out there in the '90s. Iron Maiden, I've never really looked at. Same thing with like Slayer. And I know Slayer, like the like Godfather, some of the Godfathers of thrash metal. Um, them and oh man, Lemmy with oh man, Motorhead. Like they're like Godfathers of thrash metal. But I don't know, and I know more stuff by Motorhead than I do Slayer. So be diving into some bands I know of, might have heard a song or two of. I just don't, I couldn't name them for you. And yeah, go from there. So this will be Iron Maiden, Hallowed Be Thy Name. This is a live cut. So, and if you hear any coughing in the background, my wife is trying to sleep. So. That bell kind of reminds me of like For Whom the Bell Tolls.
I'm waiting in my cold cell when the bell begins to chime, reflecting.
Vocally, I like the way his voice sounds because it's a bit, it's about just above the middle ranges, right? It's not a low, it's not overly high, but just yeah. And the way he's standing on that whatever platform that is, he's got like his stage presence is just yeah.
Reflecting on my past life, and it doesn't have much time. 'Cause at 5 o'clock they take me to the gallows pole. The sands of time for me are running low.
Bro, you could put him in a symphonic metal band. Like he'd fit right in, I think. Granted that high yell at the end, very indicative of like 80s like metal and stuff like that, but still just the way his voice, the clean clean sound that he has, whether in the middle range or a little bit higher there. Just yeah. This is definitely I like the guitar too. The guitar work in this is
When the praise comes to raid me, the last race. Take a look to the bars of the last race. Of a world that has gone very wrong for me.
thing is, he's he's at a higher register on his voice on in this part, but he doesn't sound like he's screaming. Like he's not operatic, but he's not screaming. A lot of times, a lot of bands during the '80s, their music, a lot of times they had the high register when they got the higher part of the register like that. It's part of their scream. He doesn't sound like he's screaming. I love his singing voice, man. He's got some killer pipes on him. And instrumentally, man, these guitarists are absolutely just, they're hella talented. And the thing is, like, you take a listen to the way music, and especially what is considered like heavy metal and stuff like that, has evolved. Even the different subgenres within rock itself or heavy metal or whatever. I mean, even like with punk, with the post-hardcore, and then you've got stuff like very melodic, like not quite black metal or death metal, but like there's space in between there that's, you get a lot of the screaming and stuff like that. But the guitar work, you can tell the basis of a lot of stuff comes from stuff like this. Like there's a lot of, it's crazy because like Sum 41, one of my favorite punk, pop punk bands of the 2000s, their guitar work, man, you can hear remnants of like 80s rock, 70s and 80s rock, with how technical they are with the guitar and just how much they'll shred on their songs. And this very much right here, it's not like, it's very much very good playing, and it sounds a lot, even with as advanced as some of the guitar players are today, it just sounds so much cleaner in some aspects. And the showmanship too. That's the other thing. The showmanship on this is just between not only the ones on the guitars and on the drums and stuff, and the singer. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just such a difference between now and then. And now he sounds like he's yelling before he gets to, like, before let me go. Like it sounds like it's yelling before that. Now it's not like screaming, but very much a yelling quality to it. But it's still very, like, I'm digging this. you can just see the way. I mean, just listening to this and between the melody between the guitars, not only with the lead guitar but also the rhythm and the way that the drums are played, like you can hear very much how you still have remnants of this in today's metal. It's crazy, and I don't care how especially unless you're going like stupid heavy, like the you can't understand what the hell anybody's saying type heavy. Which, if you listen to that, that's cool. I like the instrumentation on that stuff more than I like a lot of the packaging, but it's very much you can hear the remnants of it with this, or remnants of this in that type of stuff. Some of it's just they're playing the guitar a lot faster, but the melody throughout, especially with the guitars and the way they play together and everything, just fantastic to take in the correlation and how you can hear remnants of this even in modern music. It's funny because a lot of this with the symphonic metal, at least that I've listened to, like it's very orchestral and operatic and very dramatic and everything like that. But still, with the melody played throughout that's underneath everything, very much has the same type of feel as what I'm hearing now. Oh, dude. That's just killer. Oh, he's definitely got the crowd just absolutely whipping him into a frenzy. Like, just again, the showmanship, and also with the way that the you get to the guitar solo right there, but you still have the melody up underneath that just plays through. With just bro, this like, how how can you be? How could you not like something like this? How? I'll say this too. I love like the double kick drum, the double kick that you get from the drums today with heavy metal and stuff. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the drumming back then coincided a lot better with the rest of the instrumentation. Just like songs, just listening to this with the drum, just hearing the drumming in this, along with the guitars and the way it complements the guitars. Because a lot of times with a lot of the music it seems to be out today, the drumming, as much as it sets the pace of the song, also almost seems to be a star in and of itself outside of whatever other instrumentation or singing that's going on. Like the synergy is just out off the charts. Off the charts. that was killer. That was absolutely killer. I'm not definitely listening to more of their stuff. What gets me is the fact that such like that was so good. That was so good. Right between the guitars, and it's not only the way they took and the melody they set up, that set throughout between the lead and the rhythm and the bass and the drums, but the singing was just, you had a little bit of yell, but you had no. I didn't hear any like. There's no. I didn't hear screaming, the way you did in a lot of like the hard rock or heavy metal from back in the day. What gets me is you got a lot of people to listen to stuff that's the heavy metal of today, and a lot of them will take and give Iron Maiden props as pioneers within the genre in and of itself. But a lot of people are like, oh yeah, no, they've got nothing on so and so. I'm like, and it's like you can't compare. That's like comparing apples to oranges, because back when they were doing their thing, like they were heavy, like they had some heavy stuff. Um, Compared to what you would hear for the rest of the on a lot of the radio, it's it's just, yeah, I've got to listen to more of their stuff, man, because that's very much, it wasn't like overly heavy or anything like that. It wasn't like overly hard, but it's still just absolutely killer, and it had very much, yeah. It's, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like heavy metal like we take and associate heavy metal today, but it was still for whenever, like that was killer between the guitars and the vocals on this, man. That dude's voice is absolutely amazing. He yelled, but he never. I didn't hear any like actual screams in this. And the way you take and hear some screams back in the 70s and 80s, as they took and hit the higher registers of the voices and stuff like that, and his vocal range between right there, he started right there in the middle. He went a little bit lower, then he went higher. And the way he's able to flawlessly take and go in between everything, like he's talented as a vocalist. Absolutely talented, dude. Definitely enjoyed this. I hope y'all did as well. Y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Let me know in the comments what other Iron Maiden songs I need to take a look at. I got some catching up to do, apparently. Y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.